Okay, so last time at the Kingfisher Festival in Vogler, it was a celebration celebrating the victory of Vogler over the Knights of Solamnia over the Istarian forces at the place that Vogler now exists, in a place called High Hill. So you had the celebrations, you had a fishing competition. Someone almost caught the biggest fish, but they got away, unfortunately. And you met the town. You know Vogler; it's a lovely place. You met Darrett in the morning, who was the Squire of Becklin. He was, lovely chap. Everyone was accepting and understanding. So you started the reenactment, and it was all good fun until blood and guts started flying everywhere. And it turns out that the Cudgel's militia, her mercenary band, had turned, and something had gone drastically wrong. And then all of a sudden, you were involved in a fight. You were attacked and charged down by the Ironclad Company on war horses, which you managed to fend off. Just as you heard from the other side of the battle and stepping out of the fray and the melee that's all around you, Gregonis and 4 of his goons, again from the Ironclad regiment, coming towards you, and Gregonis was specifically pointing towards Arthas, saying, "This one, uncrushable, I crush you." And we rolled initiative at the start of last session.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Leggit.
No one's pulled me up for my gob getting somebody in trouble yet.
Par for course, mate.
Stored.
I don't know what anyone's on about, so that's fine.
Situation normal. So Leggit, who was hiding in a tree, if I remember rightly, I was trying to figure out why you. I think you hid in a tree. I think you're attacking from stealth.
I was just trying to get some elevation on the.
Because
I've just got a
Ironclad.
black screen, Dave.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So very much.
So on the last roll of last session was Leggit Shadowfoot rolling a natural 20 for stealth.
Right.
I'll describe the scene again for you. I've sort of zoomed in a little bit. Tokens from David North. Love these tokens. So you've got Darrett here. Oh, Darrett is the right side of his chest, and his lung was pierced with a spear. And he, in the initiative order, he's third. He's going to start making death saving throws. All around you is. Say again, Mark.
He's a nice guy.
Darrett was Becklin's squire. Yeah, he's a lovely
he's
chap.
a nice guy, right? Okay.
Am I right in thinking he only had like a wooden sword still, or did we give him a?
No.
He offered him. Did we offer him
Kelevendros gave him a short sword.
Yeah, because we put a sword in for our ladder as well, didn't we? That died.
Yeah, we found one on one of the guys we killed.
Yeah.
So we put a short sword in the squire's hand, and he got murdered before he could use it.
I recall, yeah, cool. I do recall that now.
Very, very unhappy about that situation.
Where are we then? So, happy with the situation, happy where we are.
Yep.
All around you, there's a battle. It's the Vogler militia versus the Ironclad regiment. And what you're seeing is some of the Ironclad regiment are being cut down by their fellows as well.
Oh.
So it's not all of the Ironclad regiment. It seems to be most of them. In the distance, just to the east, where there's sort of 3 people of note. You've got Becklin, Cudgel herself, the leader of the Ironclad regiment, and Mayor Ravenuth Vogler. You can hear them in the thick of the melee, and they seem to be fighting other Ironclad regiment soldiers.
Well, she fought with us, didn't she, Cudgel? I thought she was defo a good guy. Was she defo a good guy?
She was. Oh, she seemed to be.
Or seemed to be.
Yeah, there was some question at some point because Gregonis. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, we call some sort of checks going on.
Yeah.
Insight checks that something was being. Yeah, okay, I can think.
And in terms of where you are at the minute, this sort of styled bit, if you want to, pan out and pan back in again, everything that looks sort of like stylized flame, that's called the fray. And this will pop up in a lot of the encounters that we have in Shadow of the Dragon Queen. If you step into the fray, or if you have to step into the fray, it's not necessarily a good idea. There's something happening there, and in this particular combat, there's fighting all around. You're in the middle of a battle.
Yeah.
And stepping out is Dragonis just here and 4 of his goons. With Leggit, you're just here hiding in the tree. Darrett gasping for breath, and he's still this spear is protruding from the right side of his chest as he starts to cough up blood. So Leggit, yeah, you're first.
I've got Dragonlance and 4 other mercenaries.
Yes.
Nothing else I can see, or the hostiles that I can see at the minute.
Everyone else is kind of engaged. These 5 have centered in on your party, and they're advancing rapidly, charging up the hill.
Okay. So I'm going to approach this like I would any other boss battle in a video game, and I'm going to start picking off the smaller dudes before I attack the bigger dude. So the one nearest me, I am going to slingshot.
Sure.
It's nice and simple to start with. Let's see, 18 to hit.
18 for this one.
Yeah, the one nearest me,
Yeah, 18 hits. And in fact, you're rolling from stealth, so you roll with advantage. Do you want to roll one more time to see if you can crit?
Yeah, sure, why not? And I get another 18, so no.
But you do get your sneak attack.
Cool. So I roll 6 points. And my sneak attack. That's 10 points in total, Dave.
Nice. So the bullet sweeps from the air. You have now made yourself visible as the bullet impacts. It hits the fella square in the chest. It dents his armor where it was, and this impact, and you knock the breath out of him, but he's still up and he's still running towards you. But he now points you out to the rest of his party. I can't. Did we say 10 feet up in the tree?
Yeah, I think so. If I remember rightly, I started off quite low and I made another movement up. And I bonus action move hide. Actually,
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So you're in the branches. It's quite a thick. I like oak trees, so it's a thick old oak, so you can sort of move around. Let's have a
Get acorns.
22.
Okay, so you managed to hide again. I haven't got a little thing for. I was looking for stealth. I'm sure you'll remind me. Which takes us to Dragonlance, who now charges straight forwards. He's charging up the hill, and he's got 30 feet to there, and he's got a choice of 2 targets. So I'm going to roll a D4. And it's going to be to Kelevendros. So, with battle axe in 2 hands, he swings towards Kelevendros and rolls a 17.
That hits.
That's 13 points of slashing damage.
I'm stood within. Oh no, I'm not. It's
No.
Nordan. I'm stood by. Sorry, ignore me utterly.
Oh, that's a shame, Mark. So this huge swing as he steps forward, there's no finesse about this whatsoever. You see it coming, but due to your position and the fact that he's charged you, there's nothing you can do about it, as he just swings and sweeps it down, knocks you down to 1 foot as you manage to, but the reverberation and the shock of it, you do push yourself up again, but It's a solid crack. Darrett now takes his first death saving throw. So I'm going to do this in order of my Discord. Mark, would you roll a D20 for me, please?
Yes, certainly.
Darrett's
Let's have a look.
death saves.
D20.
Don't roll a 1. Every time I've said this to at the Curse of Strahd party, they've always rolled a 1.
I've rolled an 8.
He's failed 1.
Yeah, one's a double fail, isn't it?
One's a double fail. 20, you're back up with 1 hit point.
Yeah.
So Darrett, and you can hear him now. He's coughing up, and he's starting to whimper a little bit. And that takes us to Nordan. Your turn.
I don't know what to do because I'm in a shit position.
If you stay next to me or within 5 feet of me, if you get attacked, I can make them have disadvantage. I don't know how useful that's going to be, but
Just get out, Sam. You know,
Yeah, but it's the attack of opportunity. It's the problem.
you can disengage, can't you? Disengage. Disengage. You can disengage as an action. You won't be able to do anything this turn, but it'll get you away from him.
Okay, I'll do that. What I'll do then is I'll disengage and sort of loop around behind Arthas.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. There's no I can do when I'm up that close.
Okay. Any bonus?
No, I don't have any bonus actions.
No, we've not got to that point yet, have we? Okay. Kelevendros.
So I can move so long as I don't move. So if I want to sidestep 5 foot to,
as long as you don't leave
that provoke that
melee
provoke,
combat range, you're fine. I think.
Yeah. So I think seeing that, seeing that Nordan's moved, so I think Kelevendros is going to step sideways to fill his spots, and the Dragonlance can't directly follow him.
Gotcha.
And then he's just going to swim back.
Okay, go for it. 12 just hits.
Oh.
Okay.
He's a big lumbering fella, and he's got sort of rough, what you'd think of as sort of animal fur, rough leathers, hide armor. So 12 definitely hits.
How tall is he? I mean, his token
is
looks
he
quite
large?
large.
Yeah, he's. I mean, you've met this guy before, but he is 8 feet, 8 foot tall.
Yeah.
Is he still classed as medium or large, Dave?
He. Good question. He's large.
I thought so. Because initially my instincts was to use Gust again, but I assumed because of the size of the pawn, he would be a bigger than medium size.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never seen anyone use Gust to actually achieve, and he did it twice. I was like, whoa!
Honestly,
That was awesome.
it's a shitty little cantrip that I feel like I've used quite effectively, really.
Absolutely.
In 2 different combats.
Yeah, I would never have even thought to do that.
So you got some damage choices, Tom.
Yes. That's respectful. I'll take that.
That's a solid hit.
13. Yeah, 13 points damage.
He's at 2nd level.
I need to remember as well. I can reroll 1s and 2s on my d6s.
Okay.
I've got great weapon fighting, and I've completely forgotten to have just seen it my features and traits.
Yeah, no problem. It's we I know, if only we had the luxury of playing sort of like a couple of times a week, you'd remember. But yeah. Okay, so that's, I believe, Kelevendros. Can you do anything else?
I can, but I'm not going to.
Interesting. Okay, so we've now got some guards to look at. Okay. I'm going to go from the back first then.
I'll request they leave us alone and advise them that we can have them killed.
We're going to go and say, "Come try, little man.
You leave us alone. We can have you killed."
So he can move there, 30. He can get there. This fella's going to struggle to actually get into range of anyone. Let's leave him for a second. He can move in. And let me just double check. Yeah, it's a 5 foot. So, yeah. So you're only going to have 3 to contend with. This one, actually, that one. Where was he there? He looks like. Was he there?
No.
I feel like I think he was one down, so I think you tried to get him straight in a straight line.
Yeah, your injured
Okay.
one was on the hill.
Is the tree in the wall not default terrain, Dave?
The tree. Yeah. What? I'm hearing you. This.
No, I
Yeah, okay.
feel like I remember something from the last session about the wall.
The wall
What?
is, but the wall is. What I'm going to give him, I'm going to give him a dash. So he's dashing forwards, and I'm going to place him there. So his action is to dash. He's seen Nordan get behind the tree, and he's attempting to flank round you. So we've got 2 clear attacks on Kelevendros just here by these 2 guards, and then this one's going to go for Arthas. So I'm going to do top to bottom Arthas first attack, and then 2 on Kelevendros. Arthas. 17.
Doesn't hit me.
No. So 2 on Kelevendros. First one is 15.
Miss.
Second's a 20.
I'll
hits.
impose this. I'll impose it. He stood within 5 feet of me, so I'll use my reaction.
Okay.
Make your roll again, Dave.
Sure. 9.
Never done that yet.
Miss.
Hey!
Right. So what happens there, then, Mark?
Save me.
Sorry.
What do you do?
I'll just say it was say I've just seen something coming rushing in from my mate's face. So all I've done is just gently nudge him to one side, shield out the way. He says, "No, not today." Let that ricochet off, and then just roll back again.
Wicked. And that's with Ispin's shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe I'll tell you the damage. That was 7. Has Arthas just saved Kelevendros' life?
No, I'd have still been up.
Right. Okay. That takes us to Arthas then.
Right. I'll see what I can do. I think I'm gonna have to take some attempts at having a go at me because I've got to get to Darrett. So, what's the minimum movement, Dave? Because I can see there's a log and there's a corpse. I'm not asked about taking, opportunity hits. So, what's the quickest way to get so I'm within, closest to Darrett, so I can have him not die?
To move. Haven't you got a healing word?
I have, but I was going to use that on Kel if he got smacked again.
So you're stabilizing.
Yeah, I was going to do curse. What's it called? What's it called? Spare the dying.
Gotcha. So it'd be 10 feet, double movement because it's heavy terrain to get here.
Yeah.
You could then step here without provoking any opportunity attack.
Okay, so I'll do that. How much are my movements?
That'll just take 15.
That's 50. Well, is that exactly half?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. Right. So I'll, as my action, I'll stabilize Darrett. Which will be a case of me pulling the spear out whilst murmuring a little prayer to Paladin, and he'll just see I'm sure he'll gasp horribly because it won't be nice. But then you'll see the wounds heal a little bit, and he'll be able to breathe properly again.
But he's on 0 hit points.
Yeah, he's still unconscious, but he just doesn't have to make any death saving throws.
Yeah, well, because I'm going to change. I was reading or watching something. I'm going to slightly change the whole unconscious thing here on in. For narrative purposes, especially with this one, I'm not going to say unconscious. I'm just going to say incapable of movement, and he's going to be able to see and feel you do this. He's just going to be knackered on the floor as his wound seals in front of his eyes. Yeah,
I will have blatantly apologised in advance of ripping the spear out. So you're not going to like this. Sorry.
Yeah.
Then I'll do the.
So he's now stable. You're here, Mark, aren't you?
Yeah, and then I need to get back so I can assist. So and I'm going to go exactly back to where I was.
That's going to provoke an opportunity attack from Dragonlance.
Let him have a go. Do you think it's hard enough?
Unless
That's asking for trouble, isn't it? Isn't that still
unless-
asking for trouble? Smash me in the face. Go on.
the only way you could get away with it is if you went there.
I want to keep myself. I mean, I
And
can't
then
use it
back
till next turn, but I can.
If you go in there, you're getting an opportunity attack from this lad.
Yeah, anyway about it, you're going to take one.
But
In fact,
I feel
Sam,
like
no, because you.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. I was thinking Dragonlance would be the worst one to take it from.
Probably is, but
But then you're rolling on 2, aren't you? So
yeah, I want to get back to be able to be within range of everyone. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll
so
do that anyway.
Dragonlance is going to use his reaction. It's a 19 to hit you.
That hits.
That's 9 points of slashing damage.
That is. I get reduction for something.
It's slashing, yeah. You get a -3 for your heavy armor mastery, don't you?
Ooh,
Is it
nice.
minus? Is that what it is? Is that what it does?
Yeah.
I'll take your word for that. So what's the damage in
6 in
six?
total.
Right. So,
That's nice.
yeah, it's wicked, isn't it? 6
Tasty
damage.
little.
Still in double figures.
Okay, so we now have the battle event. So I'm going to move around. Tom, would you roll D4 for me, please?
Certainly can.
So this is the battlefield event 2. 2 terrified riderless horses bolt from the fray. Roll another D4 for me, please, Tom.
This could actually work in our favour.
Yeah, could.
Sorry, Dave.
Arthas, as you're dodging back round, this riderless warhorse tears past you and knocks into you. Can you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Probably not, but I'll give it a go.
Maybe it won't. Maybe this won't work in our favour.
16.
16, wicked. You manage to stay on your feet as you deftly dodge round this charging warhorse, and then it disappears off the side of the battle, which takes us to the top of the round.
I'll do a really little trump at that point.
I mean, it all adds to the narrative, I suppose, Mark. Top of the round, Leggit. Are you on mute, dude?
I'm not. I don't think.
Oh, I think he's on the phone.
Oh. Right, in that case, I can go and lubricate the armor very briefly.
Sorry.
It's okay because we can start playing the Mark game. What
Defend straight.
Defense straight. Tom has already texted me. Sam, what are you going to go for on the Mark game?
Hang.
Hang.
Yeah.
Nice. Andy.
What did he just say? I missed what he just said. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's just hopeless, this game.
That's why we got a magic item if we get it right.
Yeah, it best be a good magic item, Dave. There's the chances of it actually winning. Python, please, Dave. Python.
Siphon.
Yeah.
Siphon.
Nice. I like it.
Okay, it is Leggit's turn, dude.
Right, so shall I wait till Mark comes back?
No.
Okay, so I've got Dragonlance. Is he right beneath me? If I'm quite high up in the tree now, is he sort of?
I don't even get my disengage. My reaction again till the start of my go, do I?
No.
So it doesn't matter that I'm. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, so he's, I mean, these 3 really are right, but well, these 2 definitely, they're right beneath you.
Cool. So, having seen my usual tactic will be to pick off the smaller dudes and go for the bigger dude, but seeing him Dragonlance take some big slings and take a good chunk of health off my buddies. So, I'm going to. From the trees, I'm going to drop down onto Dragonlance's shoulder, a little bit like the hobbits on
liking it a lot.
In the cave troll in Mines of Moria.
Yeah,
picture that.
Okay,
Quite a big dude, isn't he? You said he's 8 foot tall, aren't you?
You do, I do, and I apologise for this because I'm going to have to backpedal ever so slightly. Because Mark, you did you say? Oh no, it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah. So you drop. So you drop down on the trees. Let's have. So you're already stealthed, aren't you?
Yeah, he took that was bonus action last go, if I remember.
So give me. I tell you what I'll do. Give me an acrobatics roll, just to see how well you can hold on, and I'll give you the DC. In fact, I won't because I'll wait to see what you get now because you've already pressed it. Oh, for fuck's sake! Right. What? I mean, it just happens. What I was going to say is you're dropping down. If you roll high enough, you hold on. And you stab, and you've clearly rolled. If you were going to roll less than, you could have had your attack with advantage on your damage and then dropped off. But you've clung on. Make your attack roll with advantage because you were attacking from stealth before you landed on him.
Yep.
This is ace.
So my dagger will be a 24 to hit.
Okay, and one more roll just in case.
Sorry, advantage into it.
Just in case you
that,
get
that was close.
Okay.
10, so 19.
Yeah, so 24 hits, so you can roll your damage and sneak attack. And I'm still going to give you advantage to attack next turn because he can't get to you. You're still.
Yeah. Does it have any effect, Dave? Because I don't know if I was described, because my vision was I was going to jump down onto his shoulders and then stab at his eyes to actually blind. That have any change on my attack?
I mean, the reason.
Not in D&D.
There's not a rule to cover anything like that, is there? Even though it'd be cool.
Okay. No worries.
That would be cool.
Roll my damage.
Yeah.
5 damage plus attack. That's 9 points
of damage, dude.
Yeah.
9 from a dagger at level 2. That's all right.
It's not bad. I mean, and you did roll a 19 to hit. So what I'll say is with your first attack, and you did specifically say, and you rolled a 20 for your acrobatics, is you take his right-handed, so it's going to be his right eye. You take his right eye out as you score this hit across his face.
Yeah, he loves you now.
Yeah, and he's screaming now. He's gone from his attention being towards the sort of fighters in front of you to try and you can tell he's going to try and reach and grab you off as it is his turn. Right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give him an intelligence roll. And he rolls a natural 20. Even though he gets -2, so as he's trying to grab for you, he suddenly realizes, wait a minute, I've got a big tree behind me, and he throws himself back towards the tree. That's a 21 to hit Leggit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to still apply I'm loose terms, I'm still applying his actual damage that he does, and it's 15 points of damage.
Shit the bed.
It's all right. It's not a major problem. Well, it is, but it's still a major problem. But if you do go down, I can get you back up. I've got 2 spell slots, so fingers crossed.
1 hit point.
Okay, so Darrett's now stable, which takes us to Nordan, who once again seems to be surrounded by assailants.
So he's just gonna take it. So he's gonna 5, 25. Yeah, so he's gonna do a 5-foot dash to there, and then dash out this way away from the squad.
Sure. Let's get the opportunity attacks done then.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to deck that. That's opportunity attack.
Oh, I should have had them opportunity attack me instead of the big lad.
Well, here's what's going to happen: is that the first move here is going to be within. Oh no, you haven't got any reactions left, Mark, have you? Yeah.
No, okay. I haven't.
Okay.
Old pants.
So
fills
first,
my underpants with badness.
First attack, 17.
Yep.
All I'm going to say, very, very lucky, 2 points of piercing damage.
Oof.
Second attack, 13.
Second attack.
Well,
Yeah,
the
there's
second
There's two.
2 guards.
assailant.
Look at where you were. You've got 2 assailants within 5 feet of you, Sam.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah. Okay. It's on the
13
nose. On the nose. Yeah.
on the nose. Again, reasonably lucky, 4 points of piercing damage.
But cool. I'm going to apologise, boys, because this is the only strat I've got, and I don't think people are going to like it. So I'm going to throw an ice knife at this chappy here.
Okay. So roll to hit him.
Oh, it's 12.
12. Wait a minute. Let me just double check. No, these guys, they've got they're better armored and they're carrying shields. So the shield comes up and knocks the ice knife.
That's fine, because him and everyone within 5 feet of him needs to take a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, that includes Kel then.
Yeah. Sorry, boys.
And
DC 15 dex saving throw.
that also include Leggit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
I've just rolled 15, 16, and 17 for the combatants.
No, you haven't, Dave.
I
No, you haven't.
It's a dirty 20 from me.
Okay, so
Dirty 20.
everyone's passed.
Nothing happens then. Just shards of ice go everywhere.
It's a first level
Nope.
spell. Surely they take half damage.
Yeah, normally it's
No, it just says the target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage. That's it.
savage.
That is savage.
Giant mushroom.
Fortunately,
But
then,
it's a first level spell.
well, normally cantrips, it's fail.
It's not a cantrip. It's
yeah.
I don't
Normally
know.
first level spell. Anyway, well, I suppose it's AOE first level as well, so there's got to be a downside to it. Right, let's keep moving then.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to spend one of my sorcery points to get my spell slot back.
Wicked. Yeah, good thinking. Cal.
Okay. That no, it doesn't. I'm going to carry on. I'm going to do what I was going to plan to anyway. So, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Compel Duel on this fella here.
Okay.
So he's going to turn, obviously seeing Nordan flee, and he's going to shout at this guy. Maybe you should try fighting someone your own size, you fucking coward. And that is a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. God, wisdom save 8.
Fail. So now he is. Let me bring the spell up, or I'll just. What? Oh, it's her. So on a failed save, the creature is drawn to you, compelled by your divine demand. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you, and must make a wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move into a space that is more than 30 feet away from you.
Right.
Yeah. So he's got to.
Basically saying, come at me or else.
Yeah. Okay, so that's your bonus action, which again is nice.
Yep. And then I'm going to take a chop. I don't do. I'm going to go at Dragonlance, I think.
Sure.
Although I don't know about that mercenary tomorrow, right? But yeah, I'll take a swing at Dragonlance.
$23.
23.
Okay, yeah, he's a big long bryn target. You easily hit with a 23.
But I can re-roll that one.
Sure.
I believe. Let me just double check that it is on damage and not to hit.
I think it's damage. I think you're right. But
Yes, it's damage to
Yeah,
wield
let's
with
check
2
it.
hands. D6 roll.
So 11.
Yeah. I don't think I can do it multiple times. It's a one re-roll a 1 or a 2, but I don't think it's
Brilliant.
only the once. So.
Okay. How do you want to kill Dragonlance?
Yes, nice choice.
So I think he's kind of got his. He's obviously he's already taken one chop, hasn't he? Which I think was probably more came from the hip and a thrust. And so he's brought it round, turned and shouted with with the sword held up. And he's going to bring it down diagonally, like probably not to his shoulder because Grown is probably a lot taller, but that big diagonal cut, one corner to the other.
Nice. Yes,
Nice.
you do. Yeah, Kelevendros likes that move, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Feature. I like a feature. Did you want to move?
It wouldn't make sense to, so I'm still surrounded.
Yeah.
So I'll stand my ground.
Okay, let's have some mercenaries then. So we've got. Yeah, so this lad is going to move into this space here. So it's going to be 1 on Arthas, 3 on Kelevendros.
Oh, gee. Wow.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we could have got around. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this guy another sort of wisdom save. Actually, it doesn't matter because you haven't got a reaction left, Mark, so he can go straight across and you can't use your reaction.
No,
So,
not till...
Yeah, Arthas, I'm going to attack you first. That's 20 to hit Arthas.
Yeah, that does hit.
That's 7 points of piercing damage.
7, so that's reduced to 4. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Correct.
Oh,
Dave, can I just interlude? Sorry. So the spell Tom's just cast gives the guy disadvantage against anyone but him.
Yeah,
correct.
Now I've already cast a spell. Can I cast a reactionary spell?
Yes, you've not used a reaction for anything, so yes, you can.
Okay. It was just the question on spells. That was all.
Okay.
I wasn't sure.
Still in double figures, just.
Okay, so 3 attacks on Kelevendros.
So when... Oh, hang on. Let me go. This one attacks.
Hold up.
As a reaction, I want to do this chappy.
Yeah.
Fully healed one next to wounded one. I want to do silvery barbs as a reaction.
Okay, well, because it's a reaction, you don't have to specify which one.
Okay.
Let me go through the attacks. If they all miss, don't bother.
Okay.
If one hits, you can... Yeah, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So first attack is 14.
Miss.
Second attack is 17.
That hits.
Silvery Barb, Sam? Yeah.
Distract the triggering creature. Must re-roll the d20 and use the lower roll.
Okay. So second attack is a 6.
Miss.
Okay. So as
Sam?
part of the spell, Sam, you now get to give someone advantage until the start of your next turn.
No, within a minute. So I'm going to then give the advantage to Kelevendros. You can then choose a different creature you can see within range. The chosen creature has advantage on the next attack roll, ability check, or saving throw it makes within 1 minute.
Nice. That's
Silvery
well
Barbs is amazing.
Yeah, that is well handy.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Is that a rogue ability? What ability is that? Sorry, no. What? Yeah,
It's a wizard spell.
Wizard spell.
Yeah. So what have we...
Obviously, it's a rogue ability, isn't it? Yeah, clearly.
So Tom
Cast
gets
by
an
the sorcerer.
advantage to use.
Yeah.
So we've got
2 of them have attacks. There's a third attack to come, I think, Dave.
right. Okay. 19 to hit.
That hits. So I didn't want you to forget in the jumble of other things that you were 2 down, 1 to go.
And that is 7 points of piercing damage.
I'm still standing.
1, 2, 3, 4. So that's all of them. So their leader has died. But you hear one of them say, "Oh, that's more gold for us, boys. Let's kill these fuckers." So they're still up for this.
There's only 2 of them. Is there only 2 of them?
4 left.
4. I can only see 2 of them then. Right then.
So you got 1, 2, 3 uninjured, and 1 more down here.
One standing over Gorgonis' dead body.
Let me just move the body.
You should never move the body. You tampered with the evidence. Oh, are we waiting for me?
Yes, mate. What does
Sorry.
Arthas want to do?
I don't know what I was waiting for. I want to really hurt this guy next to me,
Sure.
like really badly.
Are you using your Squire ability then?
Well, it's, if I hit, isn't it? I can choose to do that. So yes, if I hit him.
Okay.
What's it? Let me just double check that because I can't remember exactly what it does. It is something quite nice.
You do roll with advantage. It's ridiculous.
Here we are. Precise strike. Once per turn, if you make a weapon attack roll, you can cause the attack to have advantage. If it hits, you roll a d8 and the number is added to the damage. You can benefit from this twice per long rest, only expended if it hits. Right, yeah. So I know what I'm doing.
Wow.
Yes was the answer to that. The simple answer to that, and I'll see if I can hit him. Right. Long sword.
So with advantage, don't forget, Mark. So
Oh, thank God for that.
yeah.
I'll roll again. That's more like it.
23 is a solid hit. So that is 2d8 plus whatever, or your damage plus a d8, whatever you want to do.
So I'll just this is the longsword damage, so that's 12, and then I'll just roll a d8. That'll be the extra.
It's a pretty solid hit.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
man.
it.
14.
Yeah.
And how do you want to kill him?
That's just going to take his head clean off,
Nice.
straight across the neck, and it's going to go flying. The body's going to stand there a second, not knowing what's going down, and then it's going to collapse.
Okay, so as you sort of as you squared off to him, he's distracted in some way, or you sort of faint, head straight off as it lands on the floor. You can see Kelevendros a little bit bloody, but still quite spry. What we're going to do is we need to place Leggit somewhere at this point, really, don't we? Probably needed to have done it a few goes ago. So what we'll say is you are on the ground. I'm going to put you there, dude, if that's all right, as Dragonlance has fallen backwards. I'm not going to provoke any opportunity attacks or anything like that. Let me just move.
Is anybody really badly? Because I've still got a bonus action. So
Well, the other thing that you hear is you can hear now that Darrett's breathing has become even, but he does seem to have passed out from the pain. So he is unconscious on 0 hit points, but
is he
stable.
still stable?
He's
though?
still
Right.
stable, yeah, because you use your cantrip on him, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think there's going to need to be some healing after this.
Yes.
So you've
If
got
we-
bonus action and a movement, Mark. What do you want to do?
So I'm gonna blow a spell slot. Who's on the lowest out of all of us? And he's gonna take hits lightly. Is it you, Kel?
No,
Okay.
it's
Me.
like
Leggit.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
should say
I'm
that Andy's that side for me on the screen, so
Right,
I'm
in
doing
that
that
case,
pointing
bonus
towards
action. I can see him. You can see him, can't I, Dave? Behind
Yes,
the
Matt,
back.
yeah,
What
he's on the
points
ground.
do you
Now.
have?
Right,
What
in that
hit points
case,
you on,
I'm
Andy?
going to hit him with
I'm
a...
one hit point, mate.
Oh, okay.
Oh, please don't be shit. 5 hit points.
Okay, so this, as you know,
Lovely.
gentlemen, this is the first casting of healing word. What's that look like?
Well, it's I'll sort of say I'll command the wounds to heal in Paladin's name, and I'll just see some of his, some of the bruising go down a bit, and some of the wounds seal up.
Okay, nice.
And I'm gonna have a big grin because I was like, "Whoa, check me out! I didn't know I could do that."
So, because again, I'm trying to run this narrative with Darrett. Darrett's instead of being unconscious, he's just aware of what he's doing, but he's just sort of grabbing, he's getting his breath back. He sees this happen, and he's aware of the fact that you've done something similar to him, and the look on his face is wide-eyed with surprise. So that takes us to Mr. Johnson. Roll D4 for me, please.
Right, lubricate the lettuce.
Lubricate twice.
Yeah,
That's not fair. That is not fair. If he knew about the game, I'd call him out on that.
Yeah. Listen, Mark, we've made some rules.
You can't be saying the same vowel twice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here digging through my old uni work looking for because obviously Mark's quite an intelligent bloke, so I'm looking for quite complicated and irregular language.
Just
Where'd the
weird.
French trait
No,
come
just
from?
go with weird language, mate. It would be your best option.
Yeah.
So out of the fray, and he's is a Vogler militiaman. He's one of the townsfolk. In fact, I want to say Roger. You know the chap that you saw on the road with his daughter Anna. Was it Roger and Anna?
Something like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you know who I mean. It's him. He's dressed in sort of piecemeal armor. He was taking place, and he's knocked back. There was one of the Ironclad company knocks him into this space here. Sorry. Let me just, because I know he now gets his own initiatives, doesn't he? And he is covered in blood. Let me roll initiative for him for the start of the next turn. Yeah, so he's right at the bottom. I'm going to make him prone as well, and he starts crawling towards you. This is Roger, the peddler that you saw with his daughter Anna on the road to Vogler, Mark. And he's covered head to foot in blood. He's sort of on his last legs, and he's saying, "Oh, help, help!" And he's crawling towards you as Leggit gets a turn.
Okay. Did I get any healing from Arthas? Did you say
5 hit
Yeah, you
points.
got five hit points, dude.
5? Sorry, I missed that bit. Add 'em on.
How many?
Oh.
There's only 3 left, isn't there? Is there 3?
Yeah.
Is that right? Let's hope some
Yeah.
crappy rolls from them.
So the
Oh,
dude
God.
closest to me, has he been taunted? Taunted? Is that a word? Taunt?
Yeah,
He's
kind
been
of.
compelled.
Compelled.
Compelled to duel.
Compelled towards Kel, is it?
Mhm.
Cool. I've not really got to worry about him, so I'm going to take a shot at the chap.
Sure.
Next one closest to me.
Yep.
Then rinse and repeat. Shot. Oh, 7.
No good to you. The sling bullet just ricochets off his armor.
Yeah. Well, bonus action then. I am going to move up into the tree again, I think. Please. That be another acrobatics check?
No. We'll apply movement. Are you hiding though?
Yes,
Yeah, just stealth, mate. Just stealth.
Stealth check.
Yeah.
20.
Back on form. So Darrett's stable. We don't need to worry about him. Come on, Sam.
2 minds which way to go.
Got firebolt or anything like that? Just because one of these guys
Yeah.
is not on much, isn't he? I don't think he's on much. I reckon you could have him.
Yeah.
It's whether I hit him. I'll go with firebolt on the weakened one.
Don't just because I said.
Yeah, it's that or a colour spray on both and blind them.
I mean, that's really handy as
That's
well.
what I'm thinking. Do I go with the just blind them rather than run the risk of the AC?
Well, it's your turn, mate. Combat situation. What are you going to do?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's going to colour spray. He's trying to give Kelevendros his best fighting chance. So he's going to blind the 2 in front of him. They're within the 15-foot. Cal's just outside, so he's going to give Cal stack all the odds on Cal's favour. He's in the middle of them all.
Wicked.
So a colour spray to blind them. I've got to roll 6d10 for hit points. Do you want me to roll it, Dave, or are you quite happy that I'll probably roll enough?
For hit points.
Yeah, so
I would like you to roll it, please, mate,
Okay.
if you don't mind, because if you rolled 6 1s.
Yeah, that's fair.
And also, your screen's going to look cool with 6d10, mate. I'm doing it for you, Sam. I'm doing it for you.
26.
Yeah,
Basically,
both of
their
them.
hit points.
So they are
blinded.
Blinded until the end of my next turn.
Okay. Wicked.
That is handy.
That is probably
Yeah.
handy.
You always never listen
then-
to me.
Bonus action,
Never
use my
listen to
final
me.
sorcery point to get my spell slot back. So I've got 2 first level spell slots still.
Wicked.
Cool.
Okay. That takes us to Kelevendros. You now have advantage to hit these two, and this lad's still compelled.
And I also have an advantage to use from
From Silvery Barbs.
You've literally just got all the odds stacked on you there,
You
Tom.
can't roll with double advantage though, can you?
No.
No, didn't think so. It does change what I was going to do actually, but I'm going to take a swing.
You've got 10 rounds to use that silvery barb advantage though.
Yeah, but I want to take advantage of these guys being blinded.
I'm just throwing it out there. That's all. You have got time with that.
Actually, no, I won't. I'll change what I'm going to do. So Kelevendros is going to raise his own hand up to his chest, close his eyes, and just say, "Paladin, if you're listening, please give me a second wind." And I'm going to give myself all of my lay on hands pool, so 10 hit points.
All 10 hit points. Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot I could do something like that. Or can I? I can't, can I? Or can I? No.
So that's action.
That's action.
Yeah.
And I'm going to move.
I've just seen something. Sorry about this, folks. I just really want to get this in because it means that somebody's. If I cast a spell, it says here, voice of authority. If you cast a spell with a slot first or higher and target an ally, that ally can use their reaction immediately after the spell to make one weapon attack against a creature of your choice that you can see.
Remember for next time,
I don't think I can. We can go back for that, but is that what it is? That genuine? That's what I think it is. That's just.
Yep.
I can just do that.
Yep.
Oh my
Okay.
god! Jeez, we're a bit of a. Once we've got our heads around it, we're a bit of a fucking team, aren't we?
Yes.
Even at second level.
I can't believe I've only just noticed that. I'm so sorry.
Say that again, Mark.
Whenever I target an ally with a spell, like the healing I did on I can't remember the Kenders. I'm awful on Leggit. On Leggit,
He's always running away.
He would have got a react. He could have used his reaction had he not used it to attack any creature I could see with advantage.
Okay, cool.
With advantage as well.
I think so. Here it says attack. Here we go. Just double check. Beach traits, voice of authority. That I can use their reaction immediately to make. Oh no, sorry, I'm lying.
Just a normal attack.
Yeah,
Okay, Kel, we were on your bonus action, weren't we?
Yeah, so I don't have anything I can do for bonus action now because I've used all my spells. And I'm not going to move because I don't want to incur any more attacks than I need to.
Fair enough.
Plus, if you stay within where you are, I've got my reaction now as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so as these lights wash, in fact, what we didn't go through what color spray looks like.
Well, it'll be his normal trick. So the pupils of his eyes will just, all the colours of a rainbow. To be honest, to look at it'd be probably quite fantastic because his eyes would go from their normal colour to just all of the known colours, just all over, and then it would just sort of be and it would just come forth as a giant misty spray. Just
proper My Little Pony, superb.
Yeah.
So,
Mark, I'm glad you're on my page.
I used to love it. I'm sorry. I know. It's very girly,
mate. I mean, there's a reason they put it in Stranger Things. Swiftly moving on. These two lads is this sort of colourful cloud. Sort of you can see that they're disorientated, but they still think they know where Nordan is as they strike towards. They get disadvantage. This lad gets a normal attack, so it's still 3 attacks against. Did I say Nordan? Kelevendros. Yeah. So Kel, first normal attack. 22.
Oh yeah,
I'll get him to re-roll that.
Wicked.
Here we go.
15.
Miss.
Yeah.
Nice.
Save me again.
That's been done for ages, though.
So 2 at disadvantage. 10. Second attack 10.
Nah, both misses.
What? Yeah, these are sort of veterans. They are going to hold their ground. I'm not going to get them to move. Arthas, your turn.
Oh, is it me? Awesome. Right. So the charmed lad. Oh, what do I do though? Yeah,
So
'cause
these are blinded. They're sort of flailing around.
Yeah.
You would mechanically get advantage to hit them.
I'll
This
tell you
lad
what.
is zoned in on Kel,
Kel.
but he's still aware of you.
Right, I've got my reaction back now, haven't I? Because it is my turn.
Yeah.
That was the last chance to use my old one. So I've got no one right next to me. I'm gonna move forward to here. Actually, can I move to there, Dave? Is that possible?
Yep.
Right, that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna the guy that's right in front. There's an unwounded blind one, isn't there?
There is.
I'm gonna try and hit him, and I'm gonna go for me thingy again. My second usage of the.
Okay. Well, you've already got
Right.
advantage because he's blind, so it's just yeah.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Well,
I will. I'll wait with that.
Well,
one,
the only reason I'm saying that is you don't get your extra D8.
Well, yeah. Fuck it. I'll go with that.
Yeah. So don't forget to right click it for your advantage if you remember how to do it.
Right. I think I should be able to. Let's give it a go.
Pardon me, I'm burping. I've had a full can of Coke. I'm burping.
Advantage. Here we go. 18.
18 hits.
So normal longsword damage.
Nice.
Was it a D8? We said.
Yeah.
8.
Nice.
Nice.
yes.
How would you like to kill that one?
Oh, superb! That's going to go straight through the top of his helmet in a sort of, probably to about his nose, and then he's just going to fall down.
Nice. Can I add a thunk sound onto that?
Yes, absolutely. One that's really unsettling.
You mean when they make this into a comic book? You want the thunk?
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to add another adjective: squelchy thunk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Any more movement? Any bonus actions, Mark?
Actually, yes. I don't know if this is a good idea, but there's a guy right behind Kel, isn't there? Right, I'm going to blow my second spell slot. I might regret this, but I've got to do it because I forgot last time. Give him a D4 plus, what is it? Where's my spell?
Is it guidance by any chance?
No, it's. I'm going to give you some more hit points.
That's my first level.
So this is my bonus action. I'm gonna, give 4, so that's 6 hit points back to Kel.
And you get a
now
reactionary
he can now use his reaction to attack a creature of my choice.
I'm with you.
Which is going to be the wounded blind guy.
Or
Excellent.
would you go for the?
Well, I've still got my attack to come this round. No, I
Yeah,
haven't.
that's the end of my go. My go's very bottom, so it's going to start from scratch again now.
Okay, so I'll roll to hit.
Yeah.
Who are you going for?
With
Tom?
advantage. He's blind.
So, I've already clicked. Sorry, I clicked it before.
It's all right. Just roll one more.
Really,
It's just to see if you get the 20.
crit,
But
yeah.
it's a hit.
Okay. Oh,
So
Wow.
I'm not sure how to do this then. Who? Go on then. We'll say Kelevendros. You've just received this? What happened?
so I feel like the receipt is that Arthas kind of throws his shield out in front of me to hide my hands, and he's going to bring the sword up, almost grinding it against the edge of the shield as like cover, and just ram it straight through the helmet.
Nice. I'm
Wicked.
liking that.
Yeah.
Wicked.
So that's Arthas's turn. So the sort of Vogler militiaman. Oh, I've just reset the whole thing. Let's not press that again. So the
I could do
Vogler.
that every time. That doesn't. Every time I could do that. That's ridiculous.
So
That's the feat I need.
Yeah.
this Roger now is he is going to. Yeah, no, he's too badly wounded. He can't get off the floor, and he's crawling with it forwards. He's, help, and he's moving sort of towards Darrett and you guys, calling for help. Sam, it's your turn. Roll d4, please.
That'd be a 1, Dave. Oh,
Okay, roll another d4, please.
that'd be a 2, Dave.
Okay, a
Ask me to do it
volley.
again and I'll get a 3.
We'll do it. A volley of arrows falls towards Kelevendros. Dexterity saving throw, please.
Sorry, Tom.
It's all right, mate. Don't you? I'm probably the best person to take this right now. Don't lie to you. I'll take that. Natural 20.
So, in fact, I'll give you the floor. A volley of arrows falls around you. How do you dodge them?
I think he literally just ducks under Arthas' shield. So I think it's the same cooperation, just
Nice.
working as a team.
Oh,
Wicked.
have you seen the Hercules movie with The Rock in it?
No,
Yeah.
is it good?
No?
Oh yeah.
It's okay, but one of the characters in it has predicted his own death. And it's a fiery arrow or javelin, he's not sure. And every time there's an arrow or a javelin come at him, he turns to it and he goes, it's my time. And it always misses. And he'll be stood there and he'll just go. That's what I wanted to happen then. I just wanted the Kel to just go.
Whatever.
And we can change it retroactively. That's fine by me.
That sounds cool. So, Leggit, you're up. There's only one combatant left.
Oh, so I'm in stealth. So
And you're hidden, yes.
I am hidden. Yes. So rinse and repeat, Dave. Since I've got not much other options at the moment. It will be a 7 to hit, which I'm guessing doesn't hit.
You're attacking from stealth, so you get advantage when you attack from stealth.
Don't I?
You do.
I forget that. That's not much better.
It's not much better.
Oh,
In fact,
dear.
you're not going to hit, which is a shame.
dear.
So Darrett now is.
Do I get my sneak attack?
Say again, sorry.
I won't get my sneak attack either, will I?
Well, you've not hit. No. No, you
Forget about it. Move
Worth a try.
Worth a try.
I'll tell you what then. So Nordan, Darrett's still rolling on his side. He's crawling towards Roger, and they're sort of, sort of looking out for each other. Nordan, what are you going to do?
So Nordan's going to come back up the hill because he's sort of on the down incline, isn't he? There.
Yeah.
So he's done what he can to help the team. He can see now that everyone's dropped, so he's going to come forward a little bit, and he's going to throw. As he's coming up, he's going to throw a firebolt at the last chap he's standing.
Sure.
Give him some shit.
For a 13.
13 misses, mate. These
Tripped over a rock on his way up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Any more movement? Any bonus?
No.
Kel.
Okay, so Dave, I have inspiration marked on my sheet from last session.
Yeah.
Is that still in effect?
Yes.
And inspiration will give me advantage on attack. Yes.
It does. You've still got silvery
I've got
barbs as well.
inspiration. Yeah, you've
Oh,
still
yeah.
got your silvery spot
Yeah.
barbs as well.
So I think it's fairly clear what's going to happen next.
Right in the face.
That's a
In
point.
the eye.
I should have carried on rolling wisdom saves for this lad for the compelled thing, shouldn't I?
Yes.
We'll remember another time. And it's not a concentration spell, that is it?
It is, yeah.
Okay. Well, for just so I can remember, to remind me, what I can do for concentration is give you that blue dot.
Okay.
To remind
Sorry,
you
I
that
should-
you're concentrating on something.
I should have told you that.
Not
Sorry.
a problem. So you attack with a...
I'd be happy for it to have been dropped by now, Dave, because it did what I wanted to do anyway. So
Sure.
it makes no difference. I just didn't want him following Nordan. So
Yeah.
I mean, I've taken that many attacks. The likelihood is I would have failed at some point.
I have
so.
still got my reaction. Still there.
Okay, so from that kind of thrust with the helmet, he's just going to bring it over and just turn.
Okay.
Oh, I miss.
As this guy's now he can see that you're coming towards him. The bullet appears out of the tree and he dodges to one side. Kel's swinging towards him and he's starting to back off and he's looking back towards the sort of downed fella and he's looking as if he wants to bolt as he dodges out of the way of.
You want to try and take this guy alive?
No.
I was just thinking, have we got anyone to question?
Cudgel after the battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Kelevendros, like these guys have been killing innocent people. So.
Yeah, I want to kill them too.
Nah, mate.
To be fair, I really want to kill them as well. I just thought I'd just get it out there, but right now we know what's going on.
That little angel voice on your shoulder there, Mark.
Oh,
Maybe
shall
we
we
should
save
leave
them?
one
No.
alive.
It's an interesting point. So as I've said to you before, from in the fray, in the general melee, you can see Becklin and the mayor Raven fighting with Cudgel, and Cudgel and all three have been attacked by the Ironclad Company by her own regiment. But you've also seen other Ironclad Company mercenaries hacked down by their supposed allies. And it's at this point that Becklin will shout over to you, take one alive.
Yeah.
And Cudgel will say, fucking kill them all, the dirty fucking no good double crossing motherfucker, dirty fucking Dragonlance. And she's properly foaming at the mouth and she is not happy. So it's this guy's turn. I mean, he is a veteran. He knows what he's about, son. Who's out of you two, Arthas and Kelevendros? It's Arthas who's probably most badly wounded.
I'm
I've
4
got
hit points
10
down.
hit points.
I'm at 22, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so he's gonna, as he's trying to sort of back away, he's gonna have a stab at Arthas and keep you all in front of him. He's gonna go down fighting by the looks of him. That's a 22 to hit Arthas.
That hits.
So 9. He's rolled well.
So that's -3, so 6 again.
Yeah, no, it's not Mark. It's 7 damage. Yeah,
7.
no, I was looking at the wrong one. Yeah, it's 7.
Right, still up, just.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you get your -3 off that, don't you? But yeah.
Oh, 7, 6, 5, 4. So hang on.
Yeah.
Just add,
So
add
you
3
take 4. But it's Arthas's turn.
Right. I can't. I've used my spell slot, so I'm gonna have to. I really want to kill him.
Yeah.
I will. I'll use the flat of my blade to try and knock him unconscious.
Okay.
I think I will try to do that. I don't, even though I really do want to kill him, I'd like to think that I wouldn't. So yeah, going for it. I've used all my other things, so it's just a normal attack. Here we go. Longsword. No, not at all. Not even a bit.
No, this guy's weary now. He's sort of dodging backwards and forwards. Roger's too injured to actually be of any assistance to you, and he's clearly not. I mean, he's a peddler that was just wearing the armor because he thought this would be fun. Which takes us to D4, please, Mr. Downing.
D4. Could I use a bonus action?
Oh, sorry, mate.
no.
You'd not finished your turn. Yes, you can.
It would get. I'll use my second wind.
Okay.
So I'll do that. I'll do that after the D4 though.
Yeah, okay.
So that's the D4. I'll get a 3.
Yep.
And so what's that? D10 plus 1. D10. Roll to everyone. That's 3 on the D10, so that's 4 hit points back.
Just on a quick subject as well on the attacking with the flat the blade, Dave. If we're playing Pathfinder, that's a -4 to do that. You know.
Yeah, I know you can
take penalties. It's rough.
Yeah. I've sort of ummed and ahed, and this came up about spells. Would you be able to cast a fireball and still knock someone unconscious? Swords, well, any kind of melee weapons, not a problem. Even, I mean, with a sling, I'm happy with that. But for Sam, I'd struggle to say knock him unconscious with a spell.
Unless you was damage, unless you were like punched him in the face with mage hand, or using mage hand to throw a stone at him, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even then, I feel like I'm stretching it a bit. Magically, there's not a lot you can do.
No, I sort of, anyway, well, it's not come up now, but it is Leggit's turn. Oh, another, the result of the D4 roll, there's another Vogler militiaman enters from the fray. And what I'll say to you at this point, it seems that the battle seems to be going in your favour. You seem to have turned the tide. You've had, these arrows come towards you. You've had Gregonis, who seems to be the leader of this renegade band, or the sort of turncoats, and you're seeing them off. And not only that, there's a few people around you who have seen what you've done with your arcane skills, and the fact that you've been badly injured, badly wounded, but you seem to have recovered from your injuries. So it's Leggit's turn.
Oh, so Leggit's going to got a little bit of rope in his inventory.
Okay.
So he's going to Leggit's going to leg it towards this bloke with rope in hand, sort of a foot across, all tight. He's going to launch himself towards, or attempt to, should I say, launch himself towards this chap, or a sideways angle, in an attempt to sort of pull him by his neck and then pull him over backwards to sort of pin him down to the ground.
Nice.
What am I rolling, David?
Were you? Is this from a stealth position, or is this right in front of him?
No, I didn't take my bonus action last time, so I didn't actually go from.
Okay.
If we're being strict, yes, it's not from stealth.
Right. What we'll do, we'll have an improvised attack roll.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, but you could manage it. So, improvised attack roll. So if you make an unarmed attack against him. Oh, it's
14?
so close.
Oh, mate.
I know, mate. I know. So what we'll say is you get the rope around him, but it's not tight enough to actually. Where were you going for? Around, sort of? Did you say around his?
Yeah, sort of just round the neck. Sort of use my momentum as I'm jumping up and around him to sort of pull him backwards.
Okay.
I'm not a big chap. I'm not going to strengthen him down to the floor, but I'm perhaps my momentum of actually jumping and having him.
Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you what, because we can see which direction this is going. 14 is a really good roll. So yeah, you manage to get the rope around him, but it actually catches round. You pull it tight enough to trap his shield and his spear against him. Who's next? Nordan's turn. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What I'm going to say is, job well done, chaps. You've managed to capture this lad, wrap the rope around him, and as Leggit sort of spins around, slides through his legs, ties it off. This lad's well and truly locked down as from the fray. Becklin, Cudgel, and Raven, Mayor Raven, appear. And everywhere around you now, you can see Ironclad Company dropping the ones that had revolted. They're dropping their weapons and running off into the distance. And the rest of there's so many of the Vogler militia and the Vogler villagers just hacked to pieces. It's an absolute bloodbath. And as the sort of three notable characters arrive, Cudgel is seething. And with her, this ironclad cudgel in her hand, she's wanting to come for this lad you've captured, and Becklin's holding her back, and Raven's trying to play in between.
Oh, Dave, can I just say, as soon as we're officially out of combat and not on the initiative order, you know the lads that were, I mean, I don't know how it worked flavour-wise, but you know the lads that were in a really bad way?
Yeah.
That we just basically ignored. I was wondering if it'd be nice flavour-wise if it did spare the dying. You know, does it just maybe stop the bleeding a bit? You know, help them, you know, make them slightly less
Yeah.
that death story.
Yeah, sure.
Without actually doing anything. Yeah, that's what I'd have been doing soon as we left combat.
Okay. So that, more than anything else, is what stops the whole scene from erupting into chaos. You can see you've got this fiery dwarven woman, and even though her lifelong companion, her best mate, is trying to hold her back and stop her, Becklin's struggling. Raven's in between saying, "No, everyone, look, no one knows what's happening. We all need to calm down." And all of a sudden, Arthas is going around doing these sort of, "In the name of Paladin, grace me with your divine skill," and this radiant light is spreading around all four of you, and there's complete silence as Cudgel stops and looks towards you, and then Becklin turns and she looks at Darret and Darret's wounds, and it's Becklin that will say, "Darret, I saw you impaled. How?" And she looks to you guys and she'll say, "How is this possible?"
Not too sure. I would have said it wasn't till quite recently.
You may recall you may recall a conversation that we had recently, Becklin.
Actually, I need to remember to let Kel do the talking because my charisma is shit.
But I think Kel naturally defers to Arthas, even if he isn't the most charismatic man. I think he's always naturally deferred to Arthas anyway. So, but I do have quite a good charisma, just for the record.
So this fella is he on the ground? Is he kicking and screaming, or is he scared now?
He's spitting at you. But Becklin's sort of the first to say, "What is going on? How did you save these people?"
The gods have returned, good and bad. They've returned. This is. I don't think we need to explain. You saw. We don't need to do anything. You know, we don't need to say any more. You saw what's just happened. I would have said it was impossible a week ago. I would have said this was impossible, but you saw it, and we're as flabbergasted as you. But yeah, it seems the gods are back.
So she'll turn towards Darret and help him to his feet, and the two and Roger as well. She'll look over all of them now as their wounds start to close. I mean, they're still battered and bruised, but she'll say, "This is a miracle," and it gives me pleasure to say, "Paladin be praised."
Paladin be praised.
Paladin be praised.
And she looks towards Cudgel and she'll say, "Well, as much as we'd like to celebrate, we still need to concentrate on the here and now."
What was this about? What just happened?
What just happened? And Cudgel It's a Raven that steps over at this point, and she say, first of all, we need to calm down. We need to make sure that we do this correctly. What I suggest is, first and foremost, and she turns towards all four of you, if you can help the villagers as much as possible, we will meet up again in the village. This is not the time and the place. She turns to Becklin, and this is, if you remember Raven, she's used to authority. She's a young woman, she's in her 30s, but you can tell she's used to having her orders followed, and she was well respected in the community. She now turns to Becklin and orders her, and Becklin acquiesces straight away, almost as sort of, yes, my lady. And she turns to Becklin and say, take the captive, cudgel, one question. Can we trust you? And Cudgel will turn and say, aye, you always have been able to trust me. And Becklin will put a hand on Cudgel's shoulders and say, and sort of nod. So Raven will say, get him back to the Brass Crab, and we'll sort this later. Gentlemen, if you can help the villagers, we'll get everyone back. Go on, Tom.
Can I roll an insight check on Cudgel?
Sure. Wicked. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, she's devastated. This is this has rocked her world. You can tell she feels guilty about the fact that it's happened, but what she's telling you is true. And not only that, with a 20 insight, you can see that Becklin has got her back, and Raven has got Becklin's back. These are good people.
Is she injured, Cudgel? Because she was fighting, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Again, I'll just do the best I can with the, stop bleeding and stuff like that.
Sure. Okay. Do you have any healing abilities left?
No.
All spent.
I've used both spell slots.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is what Raven's saying to you. She's told you to take the captive back. There are ironclad companies still running off into the distance, but the militia and the Vogler villagers are in no shape to chase them. And Raven is telling you to escort the villagers back to Vogler. It was an instruction. What do you want to do?
I'm happy to follow orders at this stage. I'm ludicrously tired and quite sore, and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. So for Nordan, I feel like he's just, after we captured him, he's just sat down and he's injured. He's not greatly injured, but he is injured. You can see he's spent. That he just, maybe don't understand what it is about him, but he's just sat there like he's just run a marathon for him. He's not a big bloke. He's not a muscular bloke. He just looks a spent force. And like you probably one of them where you look and think, maybe we just keep an eye on him for a little bit. He just looks like he's just done in.
Well,
it's not his physical wounds either. You can tell it's not the. He's took a good couple of slashes, but he's just spent.
Okay, wicked. Okay.
I'm going to sit down and have a. He's pretty maudlin, this character. He's got a little tear in his eye. He says, "I've got nothing left. I can't even heal you anymore. I'm really sorry."
It's beyond the physical healing. It's his magical abilities. He's spent most of them in that combat, so that's what I mean. He's just
I've got nothing spell-wise.
No energy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was pretty rough. So Becklin with Cudgel escort this captive back. They have him wrapped now. The villagers all start moving back, and there's lots of talk between the villagers. You can hear there's a couple of three conversations going on as you all make your way. It's a mile south back towards the village. The main topic of conversation appears to be, what happened? Why did they turn? There's rumours of, can Cudgel be trusted? But then there's, in the same breath, there's, of course you can, but it's, what happened? But then there's also, the gods have returned. Did you see what? And there's clear conversation that you just hear in the distance talking about you four guys. But there's also, yeah, but they saved us. What would, without them, the whole village would have been wiped out, So there's a lot of sort of unease and unrest, and these are people that since you've been in Bogler, it's only a short period of time, and it's been told you about that they're open understanding. So there's a bit of suspicion, bit of intrigue going on, but for the most part, they're on your side. Darrett's walking with you. He is now enamored with all of you, and he's firing. He's wanting to fire questions away. He's clearly knackered, and run. And severely injured, and he's wanting to know how you got your powers. And he says, so he'll ask both Arthas and Kelevendros. Say, tell me, where did your powers come from? How did you receive these gifts?
I think we'd tell him in a way where we I'd say one sentence, then the next, and then we're back and forth until we got the story out. I think that's how it had gone.
Each correcting each other. The kind of
no,
things
that
get
was
wrong
shit. I did that, or whatever.
Okay. So he sort of carries on as you're walking back. He says, "Oh well, I know we've got a lot of work ahead, but I'd really like to find out more about Paladin, and I've heard of Kiri Jolith as well. I mean, I know that the knights had three deities that they used to. For another time. But thank you.
If you get an opportunity, we now know all the old books are true. So if look up the gods, look up the gods you're interested in, because you know they're going to be there if you want them.
So as you walk back to Vogler, you enter the village again. Yeah, go on, Tom.
Just probably not a deep search, but I want to have a quick look around to see if we can see the body of Jaya, Gregorian's companion from. I want to have a quick scout just to see if I can see him.
Sure. Let's have investigation or perception. Up to you.
Investigation or perception?
Yeah.
I'll take perception, I think. If you don't mind. Oh.
Okay. It's a wide. The battle itself took place in a wide area. Jayav, you knew, you'd met him, obviously.
Yep.
You can't see the body. You can't see a body. You didn't see him during the fight. You've not heard of him.
Okay.
So back into Vogler. It's a strange scene that you walk back into. You with the rest of the villagers that have survived. There's a team still out in High Hill, the ones that weren't so badly injured. They're gathering the dead, and there's sort of a procession now walking back into the village with these brightly coloured garlands and the festival food and the festival activities, as this march of death and destruction walks through the town. And you can see everyone makes their way towards the brass crab. And Yalma, the woman who is the proprietor of the brass crab, comes out to meet you all. Word is carried ahead of you, and she'd already prepared the meal for the festival, for the feast, for the celebration. That now has been thrown to one side, and the food is still there and available, but it's second place to stations for the medical care of all of the wounded. And she, as you approach, she'll say, well, I never thought I'd see the day where I would be celebrating the gods' return on a day such as this, when such a tragedy has happened in the town. Mayor Raven, she's in the back with Becklin, Cudgel, and the captive. She's told me to tell you to go straight to them as soon as you arrive. Go through that door just there, and they're waiting for you. So as you enter the back room in the brass crab, you see just that. You see the captive sat in a chair, arms behind him, with Leggit's rope still. Leggit's rope has now been detached, and he's on the side, so you can retrieve that, Andy. And he's tied up with sort of fishing wire, fishing, rope from the dock, supplies around Vogler, and you can see Cudgel is still seething as Becklin is stood in front of her, and Raven and Becklin and Cudgel come to meet you at the door and close the door with the captive inside. And it's going to be Cudgel that opens the dialogue with you.
Sorry,
as-
who's in the room, Dave? I wasn't there.
You've got the captive,
Yeah.
who it was a difficult name to pronounce, so I needed to look at this. His name is Svilt Sunderlit. Svilt Sunderlit. All of a sudden, he's going to be from Norway. And he's now tied to a chair just outside, so he can't hear, and he's still like spitting at everyone. Just outside is Mare, Raven, Uthvogler, Becklin, Uthvaharin, and Cudgel. So Cudgel is the first to open dialogue with you, as she'll say, I need to go back to my camp. I need to know who's still alive, who has betrayed me, and I need to know who I need to fucking kill to get revenge for his atrocity.
Cudgel, you cannot go back alone. You'll die. If there are people that are against you, they'll kill you. You cannot go unaccompanied. Give us the night.
We're in no state. Yeah, to help, we'll need a rest. We can help you. We'll go with you in the mornings, but we can't let you go out like this.
This is all my fault. I will make amends for this.
No,
It's not
You
your
cannot-
fault, and
you cannot.
you'll help us make amends. No problem. In the morning, we'll sort it.
you cannot take fault for the decisions of others. You can only take fault for your own decisions.
So Raven at this point will step in and she'll say, the gentlemen are right. This is not your fault, Cudgel. And then she turns to you guys and she'll say, but we need to find out if there's a bigger force against Vogler. Are they going to organize and return? I think we need to let Cudgel go and do what she needs to do in camp. And I would like you. And you can tell she's struggling with this word. And she looks at Becklin, and Becklin's sort of unsure as well as Mayor Raven turns to you and she says, I need you to interrogate Svilt. We need to know what we're up against.
Can I ask Cudgel and Becklin what they've already found out from Silt, if they found out anything at all?
Becklin's sort of, she's stood there, armor on. She's sort of got a neutral pose on her. Cudgel will say, they wouldn't let me tear his fucking fingernails off. I wanted to do worse to the cunt. And Raven sort of this in between. Sorry, Andy. Was it the accent again?
It's just I know it's good though. I love it.
Like it. Raven's sort of trying to ease the tension down, and Raven saying, you cannot hurt him. I'll not condone violence in the interrogation, but we need to know what's going on. Cudgel is not in the right frame of mind to do this.
I've got an idea.
But he won't tell us anything. We've found out nothing.
So
I've got an idea. I don't know if anyone has a better plan, then please let's do that. But I was thinking if I can get a spell slot back, which is long rest, I've got the command. I can command him to speak. To speak. I mean, I don't know how if David let me do that because it's I'm trying to think how I'd word it in a one-word command.
So I could try to persuade him. Mechanically, I have a +7 persuasion. So I think, like, through most of this, the way I sort of imagine it is, I'm assuming you've all seen Band of Brothers. The way when they take the lieutenant out because he's got shell shock and he's just pale, non-responsive. I imagine Nordan's been a lot like this since the end of the combat. He's just going through the motions. When you walk down, he follows down, but he's just not there. And then this sort of like but he is listening, and he hears like, we need to sort of get this out of him, and he'll sort of say, well, it just he just goes from like nothing, just staring into the distance, and it will just be, let me try and have a chat with him. Let me see if I can persuade the truth out of him.
Have we go. Have we go. Yeah, this is a lot. I really want to know what's going on. So
Yeah. So Raven would say, we need this doing now. We need to send Cudgel off to do her thing, and she needs to return as soon as possible to let us know if there's any of her mercenaries left to help us. We've heard, and Becklin now steps in. Becklin will say, and she looks Squire, Arthas, Squire Scalebane. We've all heard stories of armies massing. We've now had the turncoats in Cudgel's company attackers. We need to know now if there's a threat. So Becklin, and again, the relationship between all these three, there's mutual respect. Raven's in charge, but Becklin now takes the lead and says, Cudgel, go swiftly. Be careful, my friend. And Cudgel says, I will be back as soon as I can. Cudgel leaves. Becklin turns to you guys, and she'll say, I, as well as Raven, cannot condone violence against this creature in there. Do what you can. Do it swiftly. We'll see to the villagers. So she walks off. Raven nods towards you, and she goes. And they're trying to boost the villagers up. So you're outside of the room with this gentleman.
I have a suggestion. Take a look at Nordan. Instead of going in there, could you slip in there? Ask him, tell him that we just got caught up in the fighting.
I can't just. I've got nothing I can do that won't make it obvious that I've walked in.
No, I mean, like, make it look like you're sneaking in through the door, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Or through a window.
Yeah.
And try and convince him that you're on his side, that you want to know, look, these people are weak, they're pathetic, and I stand for strength. And do you know what I mean?
Deception checks. Yeah.
Can I ask for a persuasion check, Dave, against Becklin and Raven? Just try and implore them to our side and say, look, violence are these guys' language. We need to think of the people of Ogla. If we don't find out the information, it puts the whole of Ogla at risk. Is one life against many. Let me do what I need to do to get the information.
Sure, that's a good start then. Let's have Leggit's persuasion check just to see how willing they would be to push your interrogation. Yeah, no, there's no let up. Nice try, mate. Vogler will say, this is a peaceful town. I will not sully the name of Vogler. I understand where you're coming from, but this has to be done properly. We have to be the better people.
And yeah, Kelevendros nods along to that. We need to be better.
So what's the plan?
Yeah, what Cal's basically getting at is try and almost sneak in there and say, look, I'm on your side. I want to join you. tell me where we're going, and we'll get out of here and see what he'll filter you then.
Yeah, see if we can. And if I'm aware of this plan, first of all, I can give him a guide. I can give him a little bit of divine guidance to add a D4 to the persuasion check. So yeah, which I'm sure we would have been. Oh no, because we're in the room with him, we wouldn't be able to discuss it at all, would we? So we need to leave the room and have a little word where we can't hear us.
Weren't we outside the room?
Yeah, you're out the side. You're discussing this.
yeah.
Where?
So he's out of earshot.
Yeah, you wouldn't be
press
discussing this.
R.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm mad, but I'm not that mad.
Yeah. Right. He's there. Right. And you're saying, right, how should we interrogate? Shall we? How should we interrogate you?
Yeah, well, you pretend. Right, I'm going to pretend that that'd be quite comedic.
So how do you want to do it then, chaps? I mean, I'm assuming
I'm up for that plan. I say if I can give whoever's got the best chance with the deception, to try and get information out of him by deception. I can give some arcane. I don't
How
feel
long
any
does
way.
guidance last?
A minute.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Sam?
Yeah, give it a go. Give it a go. Persuade them.
Okay.
I've got a backup plan if not.
Sure. So Arthas does his thing, passes his guidance on to you. You feel invigorated ever so slightly. You still, I mean, you look shit. What we're doing? Slipping through the door, slipping through the window.
So Nordan will sort of say, if you guys are coming in, just go with it. Whatever happens.
No, we're not going to. It'll
go
be.
with
it. Yeah, right.
And then he'll because he's in the crab, isn't he? At the end.
Yeah.
So he'll hug up against the wall, sort of just ever so gently lean through the doorway, and then make a show of just double checking, and then just sort of glide his way in as best as he can.
Yeah.
And
sticking
Cal
away,
make sure he's out of sight.
directly, not directly, making an effort to show that he's trying not to be seen.
Gotcha.
And then as he approaches him, he'll grab 2 goblets off a table and some wine or water.
Yeah.
And sort of sit next to him, pour a drink, take a sip, and go, well, I don't know what plan you were following, but that weren't the plan that I knew.
Nice. So he'll initially sort of turn to you with daggers as you sit next to him. So as you're responding to that, he'll say, "What do you mean?"
Look at my robes. Look at me. And he'll sort of show his cuts. He said, that wasn't the plan that I was told. We were supposed to mimic a fight and defeat the town militia. What plan were you working under?
Okay. He'll say, our plan was to destroy the villagers and sack the town.
So why did you come up at the hill at us? Did you not see the spells that I was casting? I was trying not to hurt anyone, and none of you responded appropriately. This was the plan that I was told by Gagaris, that we were just going to mimic us fighting.
I'll assume you said Dragonlance.
That's the one. I knew it was something like that.
Yeah. He'll say, he sort of looks surprised all of a sudden. He'll say, interesting. You need to cut me out of here. We need to go. We need to go now.
Where are you going? Everyone dispersed. There's no more organisation to this. I can't organise this.
Dragonlance told us he disappeared several days ago and he went west from the camp.
Well, I know that. That's when I saw him and we discussed this.
Well, that's
There's
where
a slight
we
bit
need
of truth to that.
That's where we need to go. Dragonlance, when he disappeared and he came back with all of that gold to pay us off, we need to go west and we need to go swiftly.
But what's in it for me? I was only offered 100 gold pieces. You want me to cut you out of here? You want me to run all this risk? I got the boys out there watching my every move.
At 100 gold pieces, he sort of spits, fucking robbing motherfucker. Cut me free. We need to go.
What's in it for me?
I'm sure the people that paid Dragonlance, these whatever they were, these hooded figures, I'm sure they'll pay us handsomely.
Where are we going? You've got to tell me where we're going so we can plan how we're going to get out of here. We've got to fool the guys stood out there.
He looks a little bit exasperated by this, and he says, "We need to move quickly. I don't know. All I know is Dragonlance went into the woods. He returned with a chest full of gold and the offer of more if we turned on Cudgel and sacked the town. He went west. That's all I know.
He didn't tell you any more?
He told me that Jayav wouldn't turn, and we need to make sure he stays in the camp. He told me that he was given the gold by these hooded figures in black and red armor, and it was to the west. The attack has failed. If there's another chance, if there's more of them, they're to the west. We need to go. We need to go now."
And he'll sort of make a bit of a performance of standing up and pacing, maybe having a sip from the cup, and he'll be like, okay, we need a plan. I can't just cut you free and get you out. Let me go and have a look outside. Let me go see what the situation is, because if we're going to get you out of here without being spotted, we need to be smart. We need to be clever. So he'll sort of pad up the track that he took, trying to keep him out of sight of the doorway.
Okay.
And do the same sort of trick again. Look out the door.
Yeah.
Like, just give me a second. Nip
Right.
back out.
Wicked. So let's have your persuasion roll. You can have that with advantage because that was ace, and you can add your d4 for.
I was going to go and sort of, thinking the Watson Hoover, but I had to stay and listen to his boss. Now I'm good at now.
I can't seem to roll it with advantage, so I roll it twice.
Yeah.
20.
20, and you get d4 on that as well. So
yeah.
he's he'll sort of say,
22.
He'll say, fine, just be quick.
So Nordan will sort of skip round to the rest of the crew and sort of quickly divulge give them the short version of what he's just said. I'm assuming the red and black would be similar to what those Draconians were wearing. Yeah. So we put that together and sort of say, look, from what he's suggesting, he went out, got the money from the Draconians that similar to the ones we came across on the road. They were bribed to turn and sack the village, loot the place. They're all meeting up west of here.
Okay. So as and if you don't mind, Sam, unless you've any objection to this, as you come out and tell the rest of the party, Raven would come up to you and probably Becklin as well to gather the intel. No objection to that.
No. He would just be saying, I've basically played the part that I am a co-conspirator.
Yeah.
And that I was operating under a different plan.
Okay. So Raven to this will look towards you. Becklin will give you the nod as if to say, "Wow, that's quick work. That's really, really, really clever. Well done." And Raven will say, "Right, we need to know, and we need to know fast. What's happening?" And she turns to you guys and she'll say, "With everything you've done already, I hate to ask more. We're not in any position to go. We need to go now. We need to find out what's happening. You are the best, the most capable fighters amongst us. Would you go to scout this out? I need you to go now."
Of the rest
What
of
are
the
we
road.
waiting for?
Well, I think I'll put this one out there. Let's put it to vote. If we have a short rest, we can at least spend some hit dice. I'll get me second wind back. It makes it slightly less just about to die.
Yeah, well, we could spend an hour gathering our things and resting, and then off we trot.
But we can't go now. We've literally got nothing. We've got a wizard down to his cantrips. We've got.
Oh no, I have got a couple
Cleric
of
with
spell
fuck
slots.
all.
I'm flavouring that you can just see he's spent. I've got a couple of first level spells left.
Yeah.
But he's I'm because of he's a sorcerer. I'm sort of saying it's his own essence that he's using when he casts the spell, so it's just weakened him inside. Trying to stick with the
we could see everyone's far from peak, but I say if we could at least is it an hour short rest?
Yeah.
If we can persuade, if we can do that, then
just take the hour. Yeah.
Then we'll go.
Okay, so Raven's on board with this. She'll prepare food for you. She'll get a map of the area. Let's give you the map then. Which one do we need? This one. So what we know. So you're currently here in Vogler. High Hill is only a mile north. What's the scale on this? Let me just do. A hex is 6 miles. So let's pan in a fair amount. Stealing your map again for you. So Vogler's here. High Hill is right here. From what they seem to be suggesting, it's to the west. So this area here, there's a lot of ground to cover. In terms of time of day, it was midday that the encounter was going to happen. We've pushed on a good hour or two beyond that. You're having an hour's rest, so we're getting close to, let's say, 5. Look, tea time, and it's early autumn, so it's gonna start getting dark in a couple of hours.
We could get a couple of hours underfoot, couldn't we, and then rest for the night.
Okay. So you spend your hit dice for your short rest. That's no problem.
Oh, I just did that, and it's not done anything.
And mine doesn't do anything either, Mark.
I've obviously done it wrong.
There's a box to tick. You have to tick automatically apply healing with dice result.
Oh, okay. Maybe
I do that, but it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it to mine, so I just roll it.
And then you click. Yeah, then I click take short rest, and it's done it for me.
Okay.
So I've clicked the fight and click the cleric. So I want to take short rest. Confirm.
Yeah, mine's not done it. So it's a D6 for me.
Yeah. So some do, some don't. I mean, you have to remember that you've spent a hit dice and you only get half back after a long rest. But it seems I have every short rest. Someone has that problem. But anyway.
Just before we go, Nordan's going to run in and be like, "Cheers, pal!" And with prestidigitation, he's going to put a mark on the chair that he sat on. And he went, "That's a sorcerer's curse. That'll carry on to your children, to your brothers and your sisters and your fathers. You'll carry that mark for the rest of your life." And run out again. It's prestidigitation, just leaving a little.
Dark, that was.
Well, that's inspiration right there, Sam. Well done. Thank you very much. Wicked. Okay, so we're saying you were taking an hour or so we're now sort of like I say, tea time before you're ready to set off. So you make your way north up to they said west out of the camp. Both Raven and Becklin would say to you it'd be worthwhile avoiding the camp, leave that to Cudgel. So they suggest heading straight west to see what you find.
Yes, that's where the prisoner fella said to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
shall I manually roll my hit dice? Sorry to jump in.
Yes, mate. Yeah, just it's the thing with the character sheet, mate. And I trust you to do your characters however you want to do it.
+1, so that's 5 from me. Fighter.
So when you get a second, then on the trail, what I'd want you to do is because you knew it was west, you've got a map. What I want you to do is all roll a nature check. You can all have advantage on this roll, and it's going to be a group. Sorry, not nature, survival check. So group survival check with advantage.
Oh,
That's
right,
16.
survival check. Hang on, survival. Sorry, there's mine. That's pants.
That's still not too bad. 2 16s and a 13. Was yours with advantage, Tom?
It was, yeah. I
Yeah,
rolled 5 and a
okay.
2.
So it's kind of the elf and the Kender that pick up the slack between the two of you, with a little bit of insight from Arthas as well. You do pick up a trail to the west of town, and you pick up boots, humanoid boots, and you also pick up tracks of these draconians that you've seen before. So how are you doing this? Are you going find them really slowly and carefully, or sort of let's get this done middle pace?
Given the current state of the party, I would suggest
Yeah.
slow pace.
Yeah,
Because
I
we
was
don't want to
thinking
walk into
exactly
any
that.
traps.
How's everybody looking after the short rest?
I'm just down 2 hit points, but spell wise, I've literally got 2 first level cantrips. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm at full HP, but again, I've got nothing.
I'm at 20 out of 22, so I'm not bad hit
We're
point
not
wise now, but I've got no
horrendous.
spells.
Okay. So
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm happy with the slow and steady approach.
Okay. So it takes you a good few hours to follow these tracks, and you are being as careful and as cautious as possible. So as you're taking your time, what I'm going to ask for is a group stealth of everyone. Negate the disadvantage from armor because you're being extra careful.
Okay.
We're not bothered about that at this time. And I'm just fucking hell. There's Leggit.
There's mine,
Oh
15.
God.
Jesus, Tom.
I was going to say slowly catch a Kender, but
It's still the average is very good. You go for the best part of 2 or 3 hours, and you're still following the tracks. The woods eventually give way to a ledge overlooking a shallow valley. In the distance, dozens of low fires illuminate hundreds of red tents. Among them move patrols of shadowy humanoid figures. Over 1,000 soldiers occupy the camp. In
It's
front
time
of
to,
you is a whole army.
we need to get the hell out.
So if we were
Out of
like
here
10,
real quickly.
12th level, I'd be like, let's go for it, boys.
Yeah,
I don't think second level characters can quite handle this.
no, me neither. Let's sneak away.
So
very carefully.
what I'll suggest to you at this point, it's 20 to 10. Sam, you've got to be up for a 6 o'clock 12-hour shift. Do you want to call it there?
I can go a little bit longer.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 half 10's fine for me.
Okay. Well, you're a braver man than me. I need to be in bed by 9 when I'm on a 6-6. So
I run on no sleep and pain. That's just how I roll.
so you managed to get back to Vogler. It's now. I'm going to take this for you. You just get back now. Once you're clear of the camp, and you see patrols around. With that stealth check, it was just to see if you were going to be seen. So even Kelevendros is tripping over his own greatsword. You still managed to get back unseen. And you could see when you enter the village and you enter the Brass Crab, it's mostly cleared out now. You've still got wounded, and there's still sort of moans and groans from severely injured people. Raven is looking, for 30 years, she's looking 20 years older. Becklin is still sort of holding her ground. And just as you arrive, Cudgel also returns, and with Cudgel is Jayev. And Raven, who's sort of holding the hands of one of the villagers, with the villagers' family next door. She sort of nod to the villagers and just say, "Look, I need to," and they sort of say, "No, go." So you all reconvene in. This is a totally separate back room. You four, Raven, Becklin, Cudgel, and Jayev. And Becklin is looking around, and she'll say, well, I don't know where to start first. I suppose, Cudgel, what did you find out? And Cudgel will say, well, I can tell you, I corroborate the story from that cunt's vilt. Dragonlance seems to have been paid handsomely by a large force to the west. It was described to me as a large force with black banners, red tents, red armor with these strange symbols, these 5-pointed symbols. Jayas, and she'll introduce everyone to Jayas, and Jayas will say, I've met these before, and because I remember you saying, Jayas is my lieutenant of my scouts. Him and the rest of his scouts are not involved. They were attacked in the camp by the rest of Dragonlance goons, and they survived. They managed to slay them all. I have about 1,000 troops left, and I am no, sorry, beg your pardon. I have about I forget the number. I'll look it up before next time. She's got a reduced number of her militia left.
Did we? Sorry, Dave, to interrupt. Did we manage to sort of amass a rough number from the army that we saw?
Yeah, over 1,000 soldiers occupy the camp.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the enemy. That's why I got 1,000 in my head, and I can't remember the bit where. So I'll revise better for next time. And she'll say that as Jay is my scout, he's already found the enemy. And then Raven turns to you, and she'll say, "So you've returned? Is that what did you find?"
Well, we can corroborate there's a large force in the west. Red armor,
Large
black
force.
banners, over 1,000 men to be sure.
Okay.
And more of those things that we've told you about, the dragon men.
Okay. So in response to this, Becklin sort of you can tell straight away Becklin's looking concerned as she looks to Cudgel. And she looks
Rightly so.
Yeah. And she's sort of shaking her head. And then she sort of squares her shoulders, and this sort of she's resolved or resigned to the fact that I think you get the impression she knows what needs to happen. Cudgel at this point will say, well, I still feel responsible for this. I didn't pick up on it. It's my troops that we will do what we can. We will hold this town for you. We will defend Vogler to the death.
What are we going to do, Cove? What are we going to do?
And Mayor Raver Uth Vogler at this point says, well, we need to take the diplomatic stance on this. I need to compose a letter, and we need to send it to this army. We need to open Vogler to them. We cannot, even with Cudgel's help, we cannot defend Vogler from that size of an army. If we just write and say, welcome, please help. No, that's not right. Not help yourself. We can't say that. Please come
surrender.
in. The town is yours for as long as... No, not for... And she's really confused.
Yeah.
What about asking for help from Calaman or other nearby towns?
So Calaman, let's. In fact, no. I'll give you this for free. I was going to ask for a history check, but I mean, Arthas, you grew up in Calaman. Has anyone been to Calaman before? With your backstories.
Just as well you're not asking for a history check, Dave.
Possibly.
No.
Okay, we'll throw this at Arthas then. Calaman is quite a big city. It's a cosmopolitan city with fantastic trade routes. It has a decent military force, but it's also quite a distance away. This encampment is close. You could send to Vogler for aid. The easiest way is along the Vingard River, but it's going to take two, possibly 2 days to get to Calaman. Then a decision needs to be made. As much as it's a good suggestion, if time was on your side, then yes, you'd be able to do that, but it's too far away. We are.
There's nowhere else closer that could render aid.
No.
It seems to me your options are to surrender or to run. Something tells me you're not willing to abandon your homes.
Where is the elf lady?
Sylvaness.
And I use the term lady not as in terms of female, but she was a lady of nobility, wasn't she? Where's she? Have you seen her at all?
There's a look of confusion as you mention an elven lady, and it will be Becklin will say to you, you were the only elven person in Vogler.
No, I wasn't. I was drunk, but I weren't that drunk.
And Kelevendros kind of nods, and I spoke with a lady of Sylvanost. Sylvanest?
Yeah, Sylvanost or Sylvanesti. She's a Sylvanesti elf. I think the capital is Sylvanost. There's confusion. There's confusion in the room now. Three, so Cudgel, Raven, and Becklin were all there, and they're all saying, I mean, we know these are strange times, but all four of you, there was no other elf there.
I can assure you, I don't drink. There was another elf here.
Okay. They are all three of them saying, I'm not sure what's going on. Well, we know you guys by reputation and now deed. Something seems strange, but there was no elf there.
Okay.
A shame.
So, I know you don't have the number to hand, Dave, but I assume it's reasonable to assume that with the militia and what's left of the mercenary force, it's not enough to make a dent in this army.
No, at best. Becklin, as you're talking through ideas, the four of you guys, the mayor takes a back step, and Cudgel will say, "No, we can defend this place. We can do it." And Becklin will say, "Listen, you can try, but you will be overwhelmed. The entrance, if you remember Vogler, let me give you Vogler again.
Yeah.
Just so you can. Yeah, so this is the map with everything labelled for you. So you've got to High Hill there. You can see sort of a valley leading to the river gate. Wooded area here. That's Thornwall Keep where Becklin was. That's where the gnome flinger is, the catapult on top.
Oh, hang on. I've only got black, Dave.
I say, Dave, where I see your pointer is in a different place to the map of Vogler.
There we go.
How's that?
Vogler.
There we go.
I'd enabled the one without signs on, but
Yeah.
you know, you've been around here now. So high hill here, that's a valley. Thornwall Keep with the gnome flinger on. That's the rest of the town. Wooded area here with an overlook. So what? I mean, strategically, Becklin's saying, look, you know, you could hold here. The gates. I mean, we could close it and try and reinforce it, but
They've got the high ground.
you
If
know,
it was the other way around, it'd be a different story.
yeah. And Cudgel has still got the bit between her teeth a little bit. She is quite fiery, and she's, we can take the fuckers. Go on, Tom.
So he's going to look Cudgel in the eye, Kelevendros, and he's going to say, listen, there will be a time to fight. There will be a time to take your revenge for this. This is not the place. This is not the time. This is an indefensible position. If we fight, we will lose. And if we lose, all of these villagers will die.
Nice.
Sometimes it is better to run and live to fight another day.
Unless we defend the keep. That's the only defensible position I can see.
The river gate. I mean, it's the river. That's one entrance. Where's the road entrance come from?
That is it, the river gate. But the problem is, if you look to the right of the river gate, as we're looking at the map, that's high ground. You'd have the high ground over. However, if you look to the left at the keep's on high ground.
Yeah.
So you would be able to defend this area. That would be your choke point, assuming they don't scramble up.
But you're not
the
going to
sides.
get
We-
you're not going to get a full village worth of people in that keep. It's not big enough. If you look at the size of the town, then look at the size of the keep. It's not feasible.
Oh no, I'd say it's the only defendable area.
Go on, Andy.
Did we see any defensible position between us and the army? Obviously, further out from Vogler.
No. It's
a bit of a bottleneck or anything like that.
not really.
defend?
It's mostly
strong
open
was-
countryside. Lots of forested areas.
How strong was the gate? Do we remember when we came in? Was it a big, hefty gate?
It is a big, hefty gate. It looked as if it had not been closed in years, but it won't hold against that kind of a force.
No, it's not a hefty enough gate then. Right, fair enough.
It'd slow, but it'd be more of an
Stop.
obstacle than a full stop.
Yeah, we can't fight. There's no way we can fight that many. That'd be suicide. I mean,
We
if
have
I
a
thought we
catapult.
could win, I'd be the first to get involved. But I really think this seems like to be suicide. What other options do we have? Anyone more options? I'll direct that to the NPCs mainly. I know
Okay.
my own lads would blatantly say if they had an idea.
What did you say, Andy?
So we have a catapult. What do we have at our disposal that we can load it with?
But Becklin will say the catapult is to throw people. I don't know how
Arrows across the
Have we got
river
any
towards Calaman.
Those gnomes.
Calaman. It hasn't got that kind of range. That would be quite the trip, wouldn't it?
Flingers across the river so we can get to Calaman quicker.
Yeah.
Because Nordan would
The
be up
lad
for
would
it.
be a bitch.
Hold on, let me give you. So each hex is 6 miles. So
I'm seeing half a hex there, Dave. Just across the river. Just across the river.
wicked. That'd be quite the saving throw, that would, wouldn't it?
Could you imagine? Well, Featherfall.
Oh yeah.
I'd make it there easily.
So
You
we fling
can
us all
cast
across the
Featherfall.
river.
You get a free
Featherfall.
card.
We land the other side and we book it to Calaman.
She'll say, unfortunately, the gnome flinger is designed for
Like gnomes.
not many people at a time. I don't know how many Thand would allow in. So what I want is, let's have a persuasion check from Kelevendros as you were talking towards I mean, it was really convincing. So the DC is going to be low.
I would also like to use my inspiration on this roll, if that's okay,
Yeah, sure.
because I'm convinced that.
Yeah.
Would you do something stupid?
Yeah.
21.
So she'll say, I understand what you're saying for now. But I suggest I send JF back and pull my mercenaries into town now and prepare for the
Yeah.
worst. And she'll turn to Raven, and Raven will look at you guys to see what you think of that.
Yeah, because if it turns south and the army turns on the villagers, at least we've got something. You've got something to fight back with.
Yeah,
However, we might not say this out loud, but it's sort of however pointless it would be at that
At least,
point.
yeah. you'd be just
no,
doing
you're perhaps
damage,
best to
but-
keep that to yourself. So she'll say, JS, you know what to do. Bring them all. Bring everything. So James nods to you all, and he disappears out. Becklin has still got this sort of resigned pose, and she says, the town will be destroyed by this army. I have been to besieged towns on many occasions. The town always suffers. Cudgel nods along as well. And Raven will say, I can't believe this is true. I can't believe all of my ancestors, everything that we've established. I can't just let it go. I want to try diplomacy first. I want to try and write them a letter to say that the town is here and we are neutral in any engagement is the only way I can just explain it. I want to try that first.
I wouldn't believe them if they said they'd leave you alone.
They've already paid mercenaries to kill this town. Do you really think that they're now going to? They didn't know your allegiances before they attacked. I think we all need to go. We need to head to Calaman or head to some safe harbour.
Okay. So it's at this point, one of the villagers, let's say Darrett, who's recovered from his wounds. There's a knock at the door, and the door opens. And he'll say to the room, he'll say, "There's one of them at the gate. You need to come now. She's asking for you."
I'm going to get up and see. I assume everyone else will get up. Well, I'll get up and see if anybody else gets up.
Yeah, Cal gets
Is
up.
what I was trying to say.
Picks up his great sword that's been propped up in the corner.
Let's go.
Nordan will get up and go, fuck my life.
It just was 10 minutes.
So
I'll just put a comforting arm around him, pat him on the shoulder, and go, yeah.
Kelevendros says, I can carry you if you like, brother.
you ain't heavy. So the four of you, Becklin, Cudgel, and Darrett joins you now. I mean, he's got a little bit of colour back. He's still. You can hear a bit of a wheeze in his.
I expect so.
Yeah. So you get to the river gate. Beneath the carvings of the leaping fish, etched into Vogler's open wooden gate, a human in black and red scale mail sits astride an armoured warhorse. She holds out a rolled parchment and calls out, "Who among you speaks for this village?"
Is the mayor with us?
The mayor is. She's sort of
Only one
taken aback a
mayor
little bit.
speaks for
She
us,
looks as if she's going to step forwards.
I, Nordan the Noble, will speak on behalf of the
Nice,
village.
thank you.
Yeah.
Charisma man.
Did you like my
Um,
little adjective slip in there? I checked my list. Slip one of my adjectives.
so you've got this armored figure. You have seen this armor before. You've seen this armor in the Draconians. This is a human version of the same armor. The symbol of Takesis in the center. In fact, I sort of skirted over it. The sort of, it's quite obvious. The red tents that you saw all had the symbol of Takesis. This woman is holding on this war horse, holding out this scroll, and as you identify yourself, she just points the scroll towards you.
I think Nordan, being typical Nordan, he sort of squares himself up like he's some great lord and sort of walks on forward like it's nothing.
Kelevendros
Takes
follows
it
him.
and
Bright shoulder, sword up, follows him.
Sure.
He's pretty bad.
So there's as you approach this woman in this very grand red and black armor, with similar balding on the war horse, and the steam appears from the war horse's his nose and mouth, but well under control as this woman holds on. You take the scroll, and she allows you to walk back to the others. The scroll reads, "People of Vogler, by the orders of Belethian, the voice of Takesis, you will quarter the soldiers of the invincible Red Dragon army this night. Refuse and die. This is the Dragon Queen's will."
This is not as bad as we initially thought. Survive a night with the Draconians. That's what it's going to be.
yeah. So
Is your mic up, Mark?
Oh, sorry, I was. Yeah. Not better.
Yeah.
I'll stop eating things.
So I feel like Nordan would walk back, keeping his back to the rider. He's putting on this sort of, what these guys are used to. He's being a bit of a dick as he usually is, and he'll very quietly say what's on the scroll, and then look to the mayor and to Cudgel and to Thingy and sort of look for an answer. So he'll read it to them and then look to them for their decision. Because though he's said that he's this voice, he's not technically, is he? He's just some random bloke that walked in yesterday.
So, I mean, what you're getting from Mayor Raven as you sort of go into a huddle, Mayor Raven will just say to you, "What do we do?"
I think we do it. I think it's we can't. They're going to kill. We can't escape. We can't fight them. So if we do anything but comply, we're all doomed, and
So
we'll not be able to.
Nordan will turn back to the rider and say, "If I acquiesce to your request, what reassurances for the safety of my people here in Vogler?"
So there's what we'll do, we'll say that her helmet is open face, so you can see her full expression, and she just smiles, and she'll say, "You have my promise."
Insight check.
Go for it.
Oh Jesus, that's a 7.
So you're not picking up much from her. This is clearly a neutral tone that she's replied to you. Becklin, Becklin is far enough away that you guys can hear, and this Dragon Army soldier can't. Becklin will say, "We need to run, or we will die." This Dragon Army officer says, "You have my guarantee, but in the meantime, nobody will leave the town."
Oh shit! So Nordan will turn to Becklin and say, "How many boats do we have?" Because they're a fishing village, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do we have enough boats to get everybody out of town?
So to this, as you turn to Becklin saying this to you, you can see Raven she's clearly out of her depth. She's got a bit of a shake on, and Becklin will say, "We need to reconvene. We need to talk this over properly."
So he'll make a bit of a flourish and he'll say, "Well, you don't give me many options, do you, nameless one? I have a friend with some of her comrades who are heading into town. Don't be alarmed. They're just coming in to spend the evening, spend some of their gold on some of our good food and wine. But obviously we must accept the terms and that you're at your word."
So to this, she sort of looks over to you, and she looks up from the river gate just to the cliffs to the north of town, as you see 4 similarly dressed Dragon Army soldiers appear with javelins on the verge. And as she's stood there with her hands on her reins, she will say, "I am to stay here. My troops will stay there. The rest of the army is just camped outside, prepared to move in. If anyone attempts to enter or leave, they will be destroyed."
I don't think
Well,
we've got a great deal to
sorry, is
say.
Cudgel still with us, Dave?
No. What
Yeah,
what
that was what I was getting at. Is obviously that this is already in motion, and that's what I was sort of trying to get at.
Yeah. What I'm gonna do, because I've kind of messed the narrative up a little bit, so I'm gonna ask you forgiveness, and I'm gonna rewind slightly. Cudgel and Jayev are still with you. Jayev hasn't gone yet. Okay.
Yeah.
So apologies for that.
No, that's fine, because obviously I think that's where you've seen where I was coming from,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
that's where
yeah.
the holes have been.
Well, I was trying to figure a workaround. So what this Dragon Army soldier on the warhorse is saying to you is, our army is prepared to move in. We will be here within a couple of hours. Nobody will enter or leave on penalty of death. And at this point, Becklin will say to you, "Let's reconvene. Let's figure out what we're doing." So the soldiers there on a horse, the 4 on the hill, and everyone goes back to the brass crab or somewhere further in the village so you can have a conflab. Now, in terms of standpoints, all the way back, Becklin, you can tell that she's got something that she wants to say to you, but she doesn't want to worry or upset the mayor. Cudgel keeps saying, "Listen, we can protect the town. If you're going to run," you've mentioned how many ships, how many boats. "If you're going to run, we can hold them off. We can give you that chance." And the mayor is still saying, "I'm sure we could survive. I'm sure we'll be okay." So what do you guys want to do?
Do we have the boats? Enough boats to get everybody out? All the villagers.
Okay.
And if there isn't a direct answer to that, Dave, if the mayor can't give us an answer, seeing that Becklin wants to talk to the group without the mayor being there, Kelevendros will say, "Mayor Raven, let us go and count how many boats we have," and he'll try and take her away.
Okay.
Try and get her away from the group so that what Becklin wants to say to the group can be said without the mayor be in
Wicked. Okay. Yeah, Becklin picks up on this. So to answer Sam first, yes, there's enough fishing vessels, pleasure vessels. It's going to be difficult, and you're overlooked. Anything that you do that looks as if you're preparing to leave, you're pretty sure the village would get wiped out.
How many men troops does Cudgel have currently in Vogler?
Currently, her and Jayev, just two.
Shit.
And Leggit asks Cudgel what her plan would be to sort of hold off the army, other than sort of suicide, basically just committing yourselves to the laying down your lives for our escape.
Yeah, she will say, well, the best we could do is hold both cliffs, but we need to get our troops into position. We need to be able to get enough troops onto both north and east and west side of the cliffs, and then we can hold the gate as well. The reserves can stay in the village and make sure whatever gets through, we can mow them down. We can hold them off for a significant amount of time, and we still should be able to retreat if we cause enough mayhem. But we have to be able to get to the high ground, which them four are currently occupying. And she's sort of gesturing towards the other dragon army soldiers on the bluff. In terms of boats, there's a couple of options to get them individually. Might take a while. There's the ferry that goes across. There's enough floating options but you need to get organised, and it needs to be done fast. Which would involve, in some way, taking out
The Watchers.
So 4 on the cliff, 1 at the gate. Cudgel and Becklin will say, "We can take the one at the gate, no problem." I like
on the 4 Watchers.
So did we have enough ships to evacuate everyone?
Yes, but if you start looking like you're going to evacuate, then
so we need to take it. And there's 4 of these laddos. Is that right?
Yeah.
And
do we reckon we can get them with?
If we can get rid of the Watchers, Cudgel can get her troops in to defend the town while we get everybody out.
I think that's the plan then.
Yeah.
How are we going to take down the?
I have a suggestion.
Simply run in and hit them with swords. I'm thinking.
Yeah, but we need to get over quickly before they realise what we're doing. And there's only one way in town that I think that's going to be managed.
Let's do it.
Put me on that fucking catapult right now.
I think that's the way we achieve that. Yeah.
So I think that's a reasonable point to finish the session for tonight.
Yeah.
Getting ready to get thrown by a gnome thrower.
Hey, look, there's only one person here that it's more than enough. Actually, go on that. So, put me on it.
But Becklin will say that the 4 of you would fit on it. We need to discuss this with Stan so she can calibrate it. But it sounds like a workable plan.
Yeah. It's got to be. Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it.
So that's where we'll start.
I've been looking for a way for us to get thrown by that catapult.
It's been a pleasure as usual, chaps. I shall hopefully see you all soon. Take care.
See you later.
All right, Mark. See you in a bit, dude.
See you later.